Welcome to Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship with Ariel Shaw, MBA. We want to increase your bottom line and create generational wealth that lasts way beyond you. It's 2024, the year of reinvention and domination. Our 2024 media participants include Kenya Simmons of Kenya Simmons Real Estate and T&J Industries Development and Contracting, Monique Gibson of Our Rising Angels Personal Care Home, LLC, Demetria Winters of Black Butterfly Queens Life Coaching, Yvette D. Best of Best Services Unlimited, LLC, Micah Williams of Micah Williams State Farm Agency, and Alicia Williams of the Dazzling Diva Collection. Again, welcome to Women, Wealth, Entrepreneurship with your host, Ariel Shaw, MBA. This is Season 5. So, Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship, we are back with Miss Sylvia D-Ray. Miss Sylvia, thank you for joining us at Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship Podcast. Tell everybody who you are.
Thank you, Ariel, for having me. My name is Sylvia Dennis-Wray, known as Sylvia D-Ray. I am the executive director of the Alzheimer's Services Center. I am also a caregiver. I'm an advocate for those who are diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease or any other related dementia. Mm-hmm. And I'm also a breast cancer survivor.
Ooh, that's a lot. So tell us, let's first start talking about how you are an advocate. What are you an advocate for?
Okay, I am an advocate for those who are diagnosed, like I said, with any type of Alzheimer's or any other related dementia, anything they need. They can always come to the Alzheimer's Services Center. We have lots of information to share with those that are diagnosed. And we also have information to share with the caregivers on how to take care of someone with dementia. And then the other thing that I do is I speak on behalf of those who can't speak for themselves.
Right.
So I'm always researching information for them. I am actually up at the Capitol with the Alzheimer's Association on Advocacy Day, advocating for them and trying to get more support for the caregivers.
Absolutely. So, Sylvia, I know you have you got a lot going on this past couple years. Yeah. You know. Tell us a little bit about what your journey is looking like now, because you on billboards, you doing magazines. What's going on?
Well, once I got diagnosed with breast cancer 2 years ago, I was determined that I wasn't going out like this.
Yeah.
I wanted to do more. I wanted to advocate more. And so, like you said, now I'm
So you weren't going out like this. Tell me what you mean by I'm not going out like this.
That the devil was not going to keep me from doing what I needed to be done. I just felt like that diagnosis, it took me for a loop. And I couldn't believe it because I'm the first person in my family ever diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, wow.
My immediate family, my mother's side of the family. And so I was like, devil, you're not going to stop me. You're not going to stop me. I felt like he was just throwing a monkey wrench in there at me because he knew that God had more in store for me to do.
Right. Because they always say if the enemy can't attack what you have going on, he tries to attack your body.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And so that's what he did. And I was just like, I mean, it stopped me in my tracks for a minute.
Yeah.
But I was like, you're not going to defeat me. I am going to defeat you.
Right.
Okay. So I decided to do more with Southern Crescent Women in Business.
All right.
Every time. And it was funny because somebody called me on my way here.
Oh,
and
okay.
they said, man, you are doing so much. I ride around with your magazine in my car.
Oh. Okay.
And then they said, and then I was riding down 75 and I saw this person on the billboard. So I'm excited. I am excited. I'm excited what God has in store for me. And I'm excited for this next chapter of my life because Sylvia D-Ray is being birthed out of all of this.
I know that's right. Wow. So what can we expect? Like, what? I mean, we're seeing it, but what else can we expect?
Well, soon I'm going to be launching Sylvia D-Ray.
Okay.
And my first launch is going to be me on a solo cover by myself.
I know that's right.
So I am excited. I am so excited. And I get to tell my story.
Right.
I get to tell all that I've been through because as the saying says, you don't know what a person is going through. You only see the way they're walking and they're always smiling.
I think we just said something like that.
Yeah. But behind the scenes, they are struggling.
Right.
They are struggling and people don't know that. So I pray that my testimony will help another caregiver.
So you weren't in here earlier, but I just said, the word of God says we overcome by our testimony. And at the end of the day, if they don't know your testimony, if you're not saying anything, one, are you truly overcoming? And then two, how are you helping?
Yes. And so I even say that to say this. This morning, we had an emergency in my family. And I'm literally coming from the emergency room. And so as I'm driving up there and I'm like, devil, you a liar. Every time it's something for me to do, you always throw a monkey wrench in there. And so Ariel called me on the way back. She said, still come to the studio.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome. Absolutely. I mean, so we got Sylvia D-Ray that's coming, Sylvia the Advocate, and breast cancer survivor. What do you have to say to other breast cancer survivors or those who are in the midst of fighting?
Remember to always get your yearly mammogram. That's, I will not stress that enough because I never felt a lump during my monthly breast exams. My PCP, she does my breast exams on a yearly basis. She never found a lump.
Wow.
Okay. But when I went for my mammogram, they saw something on my mammogram. And so they asked me to come back and, have an MRI done so that they can look again. So they did the MRI, they did an ultrasound, and when they did that, they saw something. And so the doctor comes in the room. It's funny. He comes in the room and he says, well, I don't want you to panic, but we did see something. So I want you to go get a biopsy. How you tell a person you don't want them to panic? You see something.
Right.
Because it could be nothing. And that is true, but I just don't know how they tell them don't panic because I immediately went into panic mode. So I just stress, please, women, go have a yearly mammogram.
Yeah. And, so it's interesting because what statistics say is Black women actually die at a more aggressive rate from breast cancer.
and they were trying to figure out why. Is it because they're not getting the yearly? Is it because so what ends up happening is typically when they find it, it's at a later stage. And it's interesting to hear you say you didn't feel anything, your doctor didn't feel anything, and if they didn't see this, then honestly you would have never known unless they found it maybe even at a later stage. So with those statistics, why do you feel like Black women are dying at a faster rate from breast cancer, breast cancer?
I feel that a lot of people are dying at a faster rate because they're not getting the proper exams that they need to get. Like I said, I go every year and get my mammogram. To God be the glory that they caught mine early.
Right.
You know, I was only in stage 1. My lump was maybe a centimeter or so it wasn't very large. So that's why I said I can't stress to get the yearly mammograms.
So those that are in the fight, what is your message?
Don't give up. Don't give up. God still is on the throne. So just do what you're supposed to do. Just like me, I'm still in the fight. Even though I'm cancer free, but I'm still in the fight because I have to take medication for the next 10 years.
Oh my God.
Every single day.
What?
So
wow.
I take that pill, and every day I take that pill, I say, thank you, God, for healing me. Thank you, God, for healing me. Because God says his word never returns void.
Absolutely.
So just stay positive. Do what your doctors tell you to do. I know sometimes it's rough. You want to give up, but don't give up. Don't give up.
Sylvia, how important was it to have a support system and to be around positivity in your healing? And even as a caregiver.
So this is part of my story. Because as a caregiver, the caregiver needed caregiving.
Yeah.
So it is very important to be around positivity. No negative. Whenever someone is around me, I insist, do not speak negative, do not put negative thoughts in my conversation, around nothing at all, because I need to always stay positive. So not only did I need somebody taking care of me, but I also still had to make sure I maintain my household. I have a husband, I have a mom with dementia, that needed taken care of. And so I needed only positive things around in my life. I don't like negativity, so I try to stay away from it.
Absolutely.
If I walk in the room and somebody's talking negative, I will turn around and walk out.
Boundaries.
yes.
And just talk a little bit your spiritual life. How has your spiritual life increased? What type of role has it played in where you are right now?
Okay, so I was always in church, always do morning meditations and stuff like that. It has increased because I need to get closer to God.
Yeah.
I need to hear what he's telling me because I got to block out all the noise. So
don't listen to the noise. That's on our theme song, y'all.
So I get up every morning, and I think I increased my meditation time, that I'm spending more time with God.
That's good.
I still working on me. Everybody's not perfect because since the pandemic, we don't like to go into the church house anymore.
Well, this is true.
So
the church is outside the four walls, though.
Right. So, but I watch service online. My pastor, he prays every Monday morning. I make sure I'm on that prayer call every Monday morning, and then I do go into the four walls every now and then.
Yeah.
But I know that I need to stay grounded and rooted in God in order for
Absolutely.
him to take me to the next level, because without him, none of this would be possible. So.
Amen to that. All right. So this is Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship. So again, what are we going to be seeing next? We have Sylvia D. Ray. What does that look like? You know, what does the full Sylvia D. Ray look like? How are you? Is this a new business? Is this a new venture? What is it going to look like?
Okay, it's a new venture
Okay.
for me. I never saw myself, like I said once before when doing an interview, I always ask God to put my name in lights. And so he has done that. So now it's like, okay, so what's next?
Yeah.
What do I do next? What do I do? So that's, I decided to step out here on faith and be more bolder.
Yeah.
About the things that I'm doing. I'm always like to be the behind the scenes person and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna step out here a little bit more.
Absolutely.
I want to do more speaking engagements, talk about Alzheimer's, do more educational seminars around Alzheimer's, because we don't know because of the lack of knowledge.
I will say this. So you were on Women Live TV last year, and you mentioned that high blood pressure causes stroke, which could lead to dementia. And I'm like, whoever knew that was even something that could be connected? I didn't know. And the fact of the matter is we have more African Americans that are unfortunately having more strokes. And I think the crazy thing is after our session, I have a younger cousin who's in her 30s, a teacher with two young kids who ended up having what they call, and correct, because I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but it ended up being almost like a blood clot that burst. So that was a stroke on the brain is what they called it. And we were like, what is this? Nobody in the family had ever had that. She's still recovering. But she's in her 30s. And I'm like, what is this? So you're right. We definitely need a whole lot more education in this space. Really, we do. So talk about what that's going to look like.
Okay, so my plans, like I said, is to do more speaking engagements, more seminars around dementia. Not just Alzheimer's, because that's all people ever heard of.
Yeah.
Alzheimer's. They don't hear about the other dementias. So like we just talked about your cousin having a blood vessel a clot in her brain.
Yeah.
That burst. That's what my mom had. And so it's called a brain aneurysm.
Right.
That's what they have. And so people just didn't know, because when they told us, they just said, okay, your mom had a brain aneurysm. We caught her. She got to Emory in time. The surgeon was able to perform surgery, but he couldn't do open brain surgery. They had to go through her groin. Ooh. And they did up into her brain. And so they just stuffed these little coils in there. But then they had to come out early because her blood pressure started dropping. So they needed to close it up, stop the surgery. So she went for about 2 to 3 years. Every year we had to take her, and they had to do I forget the thing that it's called, but they had to go up through her groin and look at her brain and check the blood clot to make sure that there was no rebleed. And then they found a rebleed.
Oh my God.
So that's when the doctor said, look, it's time for y'all to make a decision and give her open brain surgery, because I need to clamp that clot permanently so that it does not burst again. So when they did that, that's when it was worse than what they saw on the procedure that they did. So she ended up having to go through rehab and all of that all over again, and it left her with dementia. So they said dementia. Well, so we didn't know what dementia was. They just said dementia. She couldn't live alone. You know, she couldn't do this, she couldn't do that. So I did my research, and all I found was Alzheimer's. Never found the other dementias until I asked her neurologist what type of dementia does she have. And he told me vascular dementia. So I never knew it was another type, you know, until I started doing research and learning on my own and taking classes at the Alzheimer's Association.
Wow. All right. That's a lot.
So that's my purpose. That's my purpose, is that I need to educate us, you know, African Americans more than, you know, everybody else, the other races, they know, but we don't know.
Or do they? Do you think? Because I don't know if we can say that.
I don't know. I don't know. But I know that here in the Southern Crescent, we don't know.
We don't know. We don't know what we need to know.
Yes.
Well, yeah, you know, y'all gonna have to start making some noise. So, Sylvia, how do people find you?
Okay, you can find me on the web, www.sylviadray.com. You can also follow me on social medias, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Sylvia D. Ray.
And Ray with a W.
Yes, with a W.
All right, guys.
The last thing I would like to say, and so I'm going to piggyback off of her, but not just towards women. This is in general. Just go get your yearly exams.
Right.
Please. I mean, because not only did I suffer from breast cancer, but my husband battled prostate cancer. And so
that wasn't the only one in your household.
No.
I mean, you want to talk about that too?
Well,
because when it rained, it poured. And I was like, what is this?
So that's when we said the devil was always busy. My husband was diagnosed with prostate cancer. My dog was diagnosed with nose cancer. So, but I wanted to say this about my husband because he's the one who did not want to go and get an exam all the time. And so when his cancer was caught, it was aggressive. It was already aggressive. So we had to make decisions quickly to keep it from spreading to other parts of his body.
Wow.
And when they did his biopsy, it had already leaked outside the prostate. So it was already starting to go to other parts of his body. And so that's why I just want to just say, everybody, just go and get your yearly exam.
Now, does your husband tell this story?
No,
he probably needs to be talking to other men.
Yes,
and say you need to go get checked because you know the men don't like to.
Yes, and my husband does not like to talk about it because it was very stressful for him. So when I said don't give up, my husband was at the point he was going to give up because after he went through the surgery, the radiation, the cancer did not go away. It was still there. They could not put the cancer in remission. And so they told him that it was going to, he was going to have cancer for the rest of his life. That's what they said. That's what they said. You heard me say that's what they said. Okay.
I have never heard that in my life.
I interceded. Intercessory prayer is powerful, y'all. It's powerful. I interceded on his behalf. I told him, look, we're not giving up. We're not giving up. So it was funny. I kept seeing this commercial for Cancer Treatment Centers of America. And so I told him, that's where we're going. Because I keep seeing that commercial for a reason. We went to Cancer Treatment Center of America. In 6 months, CTCA got his cancer in remission. So you tell me God ain't good. You tell me he's not good in that intercessory prayer. does not work, because
Right.
it does. So, yes, so he doesn't like to talk about it. He's supposed to do a video testimony for my pastor. He conked out on it. He couldn't do it. So, because we filmed it and then it didn't record.
God.
It had, well, no, it recorded, but it had no volume. So I don't know what we did wrong, but anyway, he wouldn't do it again.
Wow.
I couldn't get him to do it again. So one day God is going to touch him and be able to have him be strong enough to tell his story.
Right, right. Well, listen, ladies, it has been a pleasure having you ladies on Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship podcast. I do want to make sure we wrap up by, giving some meaningful and targeted information to our women that are entrepreneurs, that are creating wealth, that are leaving legacy. I just need 2 sentences from you ladies.
The sky is the limit. So do what you do and be successful at it.
All right, everyone. Again, this has been Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship. I am Ariel Shaw, founder and president of Southern Crescent Women in Business. This has been. Ooh, listen, I don't know if this is after dark or before what this is. But it's been a lot of information, a lot of great information, a lot of personal stories, a lot of personal triumphs. So I hope you all got something from this. If you didn't get anything, don't give up.
Right.
Block out what we consider and what we know to be noise. And just make sure you're doing what you can do to leave a legacy for those that are listening and depending on you. I'm going to our theme song for Southern Crescent Women in Business. So if you're on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, if you are on Facebook, make sure you search Women in Business theme song. You will see a pink and gold post, a flyer, a song is Women in Business theme song by Laci, Laci, and you can make a reel. We want this to go viral. Tag our pages. We're super, super excited. It is currently on Pandora, and again, it is on all of those platforms that I just mentioned. I'm not on TikTok, but hopefully my ladies that are on
I got you.
my ladies that are on TikTok will do us some due justice. I'm gonna have to get on TikTok. Sylvia, you on TikTok?
No, I'm not.
All right, we gotta get on TikTok. Like we're missing out here. So, all right. I think I'm connected. Am I connected, guys? All right, y'all can hear it now.
Now I'm finally here at home, thank God for that. I was doing it on my own, late nights like that. Early in the morning, I'm trying to find my zone, but it on. I noticed I'll come see what I'm on. But hey, heads up, work harder, come, push through, unbothered. Stay prayed up, look straight up. I promise you'll go farther. So come take a look, come take a listen. This is the Southern Crescent Women in Business. So come take a look, come take a listen. This is the Southern Crescent Women in Business. Don't listen to the noise. We know what we could do. We wanna spread the joy, find a friend and make it too. But hey, hands up, work harder, push through and stay unbothered. Stay prayed up, look straight up. I promise you'll go farther.
All right, guys. So again, Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship. How y'all feel about that
Love it.
theme song?
I love it.
Listen, stay prayed up, guys. And again, this has been Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship. Thank you. I am Ariel.
Again, this has been another episode of Women, Wealth, and Entrepreneurship with Ariel Shaw, MBA. Thank you for joining us. And if you have not, download our new theme song, Women in Business theme song by Miss Lacey. You've heard it here, and we are so excited that you've joined us. Thank you and have an amazing day.